Hello everybody, welcome. This is Neetu and welcome to Soul Kitchen. This, my dears, is the place where everything is baked and cooked from the heart and from the soul. Where all our food is infused with love to make it all the more special, all the more delicious and all the more nourishing. Not just for our bodies but also our souls. Because that's what food is actually supposed to do. Nourish our souls as well as our bodies. Now today we are making a really lovely fall dessert which can be, of course enjoyed in fall, in winter, and even in summer. Who cares? And it's really simple, but it's absolutely divinely delicious. And this dessert is the apple crumble. Apple crumble is, it's so simple to make, and the flavors are just so delicious, and with that little crunchy crumble on top, it's just such a wonderful dessert to have. And you can literally, get it ready and going in less than 10 minutes, and bake it for another 40 minutes or so, and you're good to go. Okay, so let's get started. I am making this crumble for like a single serve crumble, which can be shared by 2 people if you want. But it's great. It's it's a small recipe for a single serve, and you'll see how easy it is. Now, in my dish over here, I have 2 apples which are cut up. And they're slightly tart apples, and they are. You could use either Fuji apples or Granny Smith apples are really good, and even Honey Crisp. So go with whatever you like. And in India, these are also called Himalayan apples. So they're great to use. They're crispy, but make sure whatever apples you're using they're nice and crispy, because that's what's going to. Otherwise, it's just going to be a mushy mess. Okay, so I have added some little bit of lemon, like half a lemon to this, lime or lemon, whatever you have, to this, just so that the apples don't brown. And now to this little mixture, we are going to add a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon and apples are like lovers. They go so well together. The flavors just go so beautifully together. And apples, cinnamon really enhances the flavor of apples. Apples enhance the flavor of cinnamon. They just go so beautifully together. Okay, so I'm putting about half a teaspoon of cinnamon in this, and then this is nutmeg, which I have grated. This is a whole nutmeg, and to this this has been grated. So we're going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Not so much because nutmeg is a little strong. About 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And we are going to put 1 teaspoon of corn flour here. Corn flour, because the apples, when they cook, they're going to release their juices, and we don't want it to be juicy. We want it to be nice and gooey. So this corn flour is just going to thicken up that mixture. So half a teaspoon of corn flour, and where's my flour? Oops, I forgot my flour. Give me a second, please. There's my flour. Sorry about that. Now to this we're going to add roughly about, let's see, 3 teaspoons of flour, and we are going to add some sugar to this. Please use brown sugar, because brown sugar, once again, brown sugar, cinnamon, apples, that's the way to go. Okay, this is 2, 3, 4. Depends on how sweet you like your, apple crumble, but we don't want it too sweet. So this, I'm using about 4 teaspoons of sugar, which should be good, and just give this entire thing a little mix. We will also add some butter to this later on when we are plating it. sure the apples are nicely coated with flour or with flour and your cornflowers. And the apples, okay, I'm adding 1 more teaspoon of sugar. I think it needs a little bit more. Or maybe 2. It's dessert, right? Right, that should be sweet. What am I going out trying to make a healthy dessert? That does, it maybe does exist, but not here, not today. Okay, so this is what it's going to be looking like. You know, they're nicely coated with sugar and flour and cinnamon, etc., etc. So we keep this aside for now. And okay, now this is a crumble. Actually, I already had crumble pre-made. You know, I will share the recipe later on. This is basically just eggs, flour, and sorry, not eggs, butter, softened butter, flour, and sugar, which is mixed together. Now to this thing, I'm just going to add some oats. These are rolled oats. You can add quick cooking oats. That's perfectly fine. Add some oats to this, and we're going to add a little bit of more of sugar and some butter. I will, you know, the exact measurements for this thing, for this crumble, are going to be on down in the comments. And please take a look at them. Look at those over there. You know, I've never really made this by in grams or in measurements. I always just make it, you know, by the eye. So, but I will, you know, keep it. I will mention the measurements down. Okay. This is a nice looking thing over here, and I have used softened butter, because you know, sugar, a little bit of that saltiness in the butter, it just, you know, balances everything and actually enhances the taste of the sugars. I do have my oven, which is heating up at 175 degrees C or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So a crumble is looking like this. You know, it's a nice crumbly mix. This is what it's looking like. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Now just assemble it. So I have this dish here, in which I'm going to lay down my apples. You could use a slightly smaller dish, you know, which is a little bit deeper. That will also do a good job. This is what I have in hand, so I'm using this. Okay. We lay our apples down like this. You could have a 2-layer thing also, that will also work fine. And to this, we're gonna add this lovely crumble. Oh, let me also add some cinnamon to this. Cinnamon in this crumble is going to be really good. Another maybe 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, not too much. Just 1/4 teaspoon is good. Oh, let me just taste it. Sorry. Okay, that's good. The sugar is good. The cinnamon is good. It's already tasting good in raw form. Now we sprinkle this lovely little thing, lovely crumble all over the apple pie. On the apples, and make sure all the apples are nicely covered. And that's it. Now it's gonna go in our oven. See how simple that was? Barely took any time. Yeah, this is how it looks. Ooh, that's how it looks. It looks really good. So all our apples are nicely covered over with the crumble. Now it's gonna go in the oven. Yay! Okay, we'll see this thing in. Okay, now this is gonna bake on the lower shelf for now, and after about maybe 10-15 minutes, I'm gonna cover it lightly with a foil. And it's going to keep on cooking, and then, maybe just before, but maybe after about half an hour, 35 minutes, I'm going to move it to the middle shelf so that the crumble can become nice and crispy. and then we'll uncover it. Okay, all these things are also going to be mentioned in my recipe below. Okay, we're going to see this in about 40 minutes. Hello everybody, our crumble has baked and it is looking absolutely delicious. And I took a little cheat taste and it is so divine. It's just turned out so good. You know, the crumble is buttery and you know it's still crisp with the oats and the flour, and the apples have turned like, oh my god, the apples are like nice and soft, and there's so much lovely cinnamon and nutmeg flavor. It is looking really good. And I'm, you know, putting this in these little sweet little cups. You know, like I said, this was a nice individual serving size, but I think it's going to be good for at least 2 or 3 people, or maybe we can just save it for ourselves for the next day. But it has turned out to be really good. And I'm going to do a little taste test now for you all, because it's still very hot and warm. But I'm going to try it. Oh my god, this is so good. This is just so good. This is perfect. Please try this dessert, please. You know, and this is the perfect time. Fall is perfect time, you know, for trying this thing, for trying this apple crisp. And it's so easy to make. Oh my god, the flavor is so good. So good. Please do try this dessert, please. It's so good. Okay. Please try it. It was so much fun making this, you know, and it was so easy. It literally took like 10 minutes to put this together, and so much fun to work with your hands and the butter and the dough, you know, to mix it together. It's so nice. And it could be considered a healthy dessert. It's like 1 serving of fruit right here. Okay, and you know, you will love it, your kids will love it. It's a phenomenal dessert. You know, you can serve some ice cream on top with some whipped cream, but honestly, you don't really need that. It's just so good as is. So please try it, and you know, if you've enjoyed this recipe and if you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my channel and please follow along. Let's bake together, let's have some fun, let's make some nice easy recipes which are absolutely bursting with flavor. And you know, let's see how easy it is to bake, how fun it is to bake, and how rewarding it is to bake. Okay, happy baking, have fun, take care.